Afternoon, everybody. Jeff from Rust Bucket Valley Garage. This afternoon, we are starting work on something on the S10 that has been bothering us for a little while, and we finally got some time to take and work on it. So we're going to be taking care of this. The thing that's bothering us right now is this area right here on the hood, and there's some rust that is in the metal underneath 2 coats of paint, because you can see right here where the original paint was, and unfortunately the rust is in this whole area here has actually had a collision before we obtained the vehicle. So this is an area that was not prepared very well, and we had to take and repaint this hood because there was some paint damage on it. So we sanded it down and primed and painted, and this is actually coming from the base layer. When we primed and painted it at that time, there was no indication that anything was going on underneath the paint. So we just took it as a regular job. But all our preparation was spot on. So let me show you what our solution to this is. So we went ahead and we checked around on the different OEM websites to try and find an aftermarket hood, and they were running about $189 and then $145 to ship it, and that would be from like Iowa, which isn't really that far. So we went online to the local salvage yards, recycling facilities, whatever they call themselves these days. There was a 2000 S10 hood, which we can use anywhere from a 1999 to a 2002 hood on this vehicle, and it will fit no problem. So we went on this major recycler website, had a picture of a beautiful hood, and so we went to their facility, and they give like row and slot numbers, so we knew we had the right vehicle. The vehicle that we saw, I don't know what it is that they took a picture of, but the hood on this vehicle was bent into a V, so we were noticeably disturbed that they didn't have what we needed. I contacted one of my friends in the body industry who works on a variety of cars, and he directed me to one place up on Slauson Avenue in Los Angeles, and they had 2 hoods, but unfortunately the 2 hoods that they presented us with had body damage on the front, and that would be in this area here, and we would have had to metal work that and fill it and prime it and all that kind of stuff, so put some labor into it. That is probably part of the problem with the hood that is currently on the S10, is that the preparation was not done properly. So what we were looking for is a virgin hood that had no damage on it. The one place that we looked at on Slauson directed us to another place that was HP Used Auto Parts. So when we arrived at HP Used Auto Parts, they're in Huntington Park, 2461 East Slauson Avenue, we were met over there by Richard, and So Richard asked what it was that we needed. Said we were looking for a 1999 to a 2002 Chevy S10 hood, and had to be in pretty good shape. And Richard really hooked us up. He gave us a perfect hood. There's only one problem, it's black, no big deal. We are going to have to scrub this down and repaint this with primer first to seal the black color in, because we're going to be shooting it white. If you do not take and prime a darker color before you put a lighter color on there, when the sun hits it just right, it'll look blotchy or streaky. So you want to make sure that you get a very good coat of primer on there. For the pastels, for the dark pastels like blue, red, maybe orange, things like that, you want to use red oxide primer. But when you're shooting the lighter colors, light blue, light green, white, silver, you want to use the gray primer, and you can take and lay that down on here, and it will really take and seal this color in. So just as an example, this hood has not been prepped or scrubbed or anything yet, but you can see in this area right here that there's kind of a blotchiness in here. So if we just take a spray can and we take and put a little bit of primer on there, you can see how well that obscures the dark color, and then we can take and go white on top of that with absolutely no trouble at all. So we'll be pressure washing this, get all the schmutz off of it, and then we're going to be sanding everything down, and we're going to paint the inside and outside, and inside all these little holes and everything, to make sure that for aesthetic reasons this hood was always white. Okay. Just for informational purposes, this was just a demonstration. We don't use spray cans on everything. We will go ahead and use epoxy primer on here and mix it up with activator and thinner, and then we will use a regular spray gun, low pressure, high volume, to take and get a real good coat on here, make sure it's nice and smooth, and then we'll go ahead and sand that down. Then we'll go ahead and we'll prep and paint this side, and then we will go ahead and paint the other side. There's no dings, no dents, no nothing in this hood. It's a perfect hood. So Richard at HP Used Auto Parts on Slauson Avenue, they really hooked us up. We appreciate you guys for doing such a very, very good job for our requirements, and highly recommend it. So as for Richard, and he'll hook you up. Anyway, I hope I've given you some good information, and I hope you have a wonderful Easter, and we will see you next time. Have a great day.